Hey collectors, Anthony from HNE here, and today we're going to check out Transformers Legacy Tarantulas. The mad scientist aboard the Predacon ship Darksyde, Tarantulas always seemed to have his own priorities aside from Megatron's. Despite never completing his work, he did at least get a cool hybrid Transmetal form. When we get back, we will check out what he is scheming this time. And here we have Transformers Legacy Tarantulas, which is just one more step to finishing off Season 1 of Beast Wars in this modern line. And in front of you, Tarantulas just looks fantastic. I was trying to figure out who I could compare him with, and then I remembered I have this Black Arachnia sitting here. And then I thought, well, you know, who else would be appropriate? Megatron. So here's kind of the scale. But before we get into too much more with him, I'm going to put him aside here and take a look what's in the box. And the box is the typical Legacy box. Here's the side with the Decepticon Predacon side. Here's the back, QR code if you want to look up his bio. Just some nice pictures of him. And if we open up the box, we get this cardboard insert, but it was plastic tabs instead of the paper ones I've been doing. So I'm kind of confused about it, but I'm told different factories have different things, and then they use them up until they're gone. So, okay, sure. Here is his instruction guide, Predacon Tarantulas, and then the Don't Hurt Yourself paper. So, Tarantulas came with, in wrapped up paper, kind of smooshed into the back of the box here, the same type of, or actually, is it the same type of piece? Yeah, pretty much the same thing that Black Arachnia got, except maybe a little larger. Yeah, a little larger. And then he also gets his surgical saw, because anybody who remembers Beast Wars, he is a mad scientist. So he has his, it doesn't spin or anything, but it's nicely textured. Actually the whole thing is nicely textured. He has these big old feet. Now, they're all ball joints, just like the Black Arachnia. And of course, this is the Creatures Collide Black Arachnia. And so all textury, just very little waffling, which is really good. He is easily much heavier than Black Arachnia, and I mean, he looks like just an accurate representation of the figure in the cartoon. His transformation isn't too difficult. Of course, it's actually it might be easier than Black Arachnia's. Still parts fold into other parts, getting back into the thorax there, but I mean, otherwise it's still pretty good. If we take his weapons off, they do combine to create a longer weapon. I don't understand the purpose of it, but so it's a thing that he can actually hold. So there his two grooves in his hands, and if you put his hands out, are these even called hands? But he actually can hold it. So that's interesting. But I don't see a use for this. Otherwise, he's just going to saw his own arm when he uses it. I don't know. Maybe it's, I mean, it doesn't really do anything like this. I mean, on the plus side, if you store it, you know it's together. Anyway, instructions aren't too complicated, and I typically like keeping his arms out. They're just easier that way, and I think it looks cool. And if there's a scene where he shoots bullets out of him like a machine gun, so I think that is actually fairly interesting. But we're gonna just put his arms up to get him out of the way, because what's gonna happen is there's this piece back here, and we're going to pull it off, and it comes out of this area here, and we're going to pull out his head, and it fills in a little bit of his chest in front here. It kind of locks it around his head, so not so much into the chest itself. But as we were doing this, we can flip around the waist to get the other part out here. It clips in to below the chest, so that's nice and stable. And you can pretty much already see, tuck the legs in, fold the arms in, we're done, which is exactly what it is. So on the bottom of the thighs here, he has these little pegs, and they peg into the leg. So let's see if I can do it right. Now, there's a kind of a double joint here. So to get into the middle piece that you need to peg it into, you have to kind of get it to wiggle into there. I don't know, some legs are easier than others, and it might be easier to fold the feet in while you do this, but it needs to be done right, otherwise he won't fit in the bottom. Oh, got this one done. And see if I can... Oh, we got that one done. Sweet. So the feet, you kind of have to unfold it and get it in there first. Not quite sure why it's such a tight fit, but it looks like there's... Oh, see? It's like there's a little pegs in the bottom here. I don't know how well you can see it. But it looks like the feet kind of have to nestle above them. So without pushing the legs in too much, kind of get the feet in. Got one. Make sure that they're straight because they have a habit of rolling. And then once they're in, you can just push down the feet and they kind of just fall into place rather nicely. And there is weapon storage on him for both weapons, and I'll get to that in a sec. But to finish up the form here, you fold in the arms, and you got to position the arms and the hands in a specific way before you can lock in this final bit on these pegs that are here, because they go into the slot that's here. And if you do it right, and the arms are straight down, and you rotate the spider leg segment, it will kind of, well, it doesn't necessarily lock in more than it just kind of fits. And let's see if I can do it. Let's turn this around, because these need to be facing the correct way, otherwise it won't get into that part the way it's supposed to. So let's see if I can, I did it on one side. Oh, I'm kind of off on this side. Here we go. And we are nestled in, and there we go. So it fits perfectly if you do it right. Then of course pose out the legs, and let's do that, and then take the weapon and separate it. First part, there's a screw hole here. This just nestles into here. Just keep it out of the way. Then this one is weird because the peg bottom here, it actually climbs onto some of the waffling on the bottom here, and it just doesn't stay very well for me. And it's kind of like a blind thing. You can't actually see it. So you kind of hope it's in there and doesn't fall out. But that is what he looks like in spider mode. And like Black Arachnia, she walks on like these pinpoint legs, but she is a lot smaller than he is. But again, he is also a lot more mass. But just wow. It's nice to have him. It's great to add to the collection here. And then of course, Megatron. There is no competition here. Megatron clearly is huge. He's also a leader class, where Tarantulas is a deluxe class. Although a deluxe class Black Arachnia, you think she would have more, but frankly, this is what I expect of a deluxe class. Like barely any waffling, and he looks just perfect. Just so nice compared to other figures using animal forms. Definitely beats Rhinox. So we're talking about mad scientists there. Over the course of the War for Cybertron trilogy and Legacy, bad quality assurance and cost cutting has been a huge problem. It is certainly nice to, once in a while, get a figure such as Tarantulas that helps you remember why you collect. Inferno is the final figure keeping me from completing my Season 1 Beast Wars collection. Tarantulas makes me optimistic for the loyal Fire Ant. I know, I should know better by now. With that said, tell me in the comments your thoughts on this action figure. Did you get it, and how was your experience with it? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.